Theories sent in by you all that are going to mess with our minds. Thank you, VJ, for the video.
Did you know when you cut a cabbage, you know when you cut the bottom off like this, you know, like I would always just throw this part away. But how about I find out you could put this in some water and it'll start growing roots out of it just like this, man. You could grow a whole nother cabbage plant. I actually just seen a time-lapse video where they did just that. They put it in the water, then they put it in the soil, and then it started growing a whole nother plant. I seen it and I said, you know what? I gotta try that, man. So I'm about to do it right now. So I'm gonna take this out, right? Look at them roots coming out. And I'm gonna put it right in the garden right here. I'm gonna set it down in here. I'm pushing the soil down to make sure that it's tight around them roots. I'm gonna water this thing. I'm gonna see what happens with this. Like I say, man, this is my first time doing this and I'm learning as I grow. But at the end of the day,
I'm learning as I grow. I like that.
The more I grow, the more I see everything we need is free. That's why I wrote my book. Man, this is just a plant that I would have threw away, but I'm gonna see about making a whole nother plant off that plant. I wrote this book to make it simple to understand how to grow whatever you want for the free. We actually sold out of our first batch, so we're actually back taking pre-orders until the next batch comes from the manufacturer. So we're doing a sale if you want to grab one. I got the link for the pre-orders underneath the profile picture. Prayers up, blessings up.
Everything that we buy, we can recreate. I'm just going to use bell peppers, for example. Bell peppers have seeds in them, and it be just one bell pepper that can have like 50 seeds. Don't throw those seeds away because we're so quick to be like, oh, we don't use this. Keep that stuff because you can actually reproduce from what you bought. I said it before, all you gotta do is buy something one time and then you can recreate it. It's beautiful to know that you can buy something and then you can just grow it yourself. The growing stuff I'm learning because I really want to learn how to grow this stuff because y'all know growing food is a business. I didn't give somebody their business idea right now. Growing food is a business and you know that because they're targeting. Y'all know we've been reacting to it. They're targeting for people to not grow stuff. You have Bill Gates that's buying all these farming stuff because he knows. But learning to grow is so beautiful. It is a process. But once you get it down, you have it for the rest of your life. Thank you, Lo, for the videos.
Obviously, that's not normal for the sun. It's the wildfires and the refraction and the thousands of other crazy stories. That there's a planet right there. No, it couldn't be, guys. It's not a planet. It's all normal. Just keep staring at the Diddy case.
Thank you, Munchie, for the video.
Finding things in the ocean, dark oxygen. So scientists, they went to the depths of the ocean. I think it was in the Pacific Ocean. And they found these basically rocks that are called polymetallic nodules. They're ancient rocks that produce enough electricity to interact with the salt water to produce oxygen. They say that they're formed over millions of years. And there's clusters of them all over the ocean floor, specifically in the Pacific. They discovered 5,000 new species of marine life.
Oh my gosh.
90% of which they never knew existed. And now there's this big fight to start harvesting them because they contain nickel, copper, and cobalt. So it's like this amazing, rich, elemental chunk of thing. And they grow up to like size of softballs.
I don't know. You're disturbing the floor. There's so much impact we don't even realize.
Let's speculate the deep sea creatures are munching on those. That's sustaining that cycle of life. Further, further, further. We take these out, all the fish are dead in the world.
That's kind of give some validation to non-human intelligent life in the ocean. I mean, if there's a natural source of electricity and oxygen that they've just found and we've explored 1% of the ocean floor, it's like, dude, there's probably some other stuff down there producing electricity and oxygen.
100%. By statistics alone, like, yeah, if we found that, yeah, there has to be more stuff out there.
Thank you, Zoe, for the video.
Gas chambers, the buildings claimed to be the gas chambers, still exist at 2 of the camps in Poland. You can go there, you can conduct forensic tests, or you can go there and just look for yourself. Now, one of the gas chambers at the Majdanek camp...
We'll show you. Show them the film. This is a film that Mr. Cole would be happy to show you and has shown a number of people.
Most importantly, the Zyklon B gas that is said to have been used leaves blue stains and traces on the walls. These are the delousing chambers at Birkenau, at the Auschwitz-Birkenau camp. They are loaded with blue staining that indicates Zyklon B gas usage. Here I am in the inside of the delousing chamber. The blue staining is clear. The traces are measurable even 50 years after the fact. But now we come to the inside of a gas chamber, a supposedly murderous gas chamber at the Mauthausen camp in Austria. There is no blue staining on the walls, no Zyklon B traces in the walls. They have been measured. There is no Zyklon B residue. 50 years after the fact, it exists at the delousing chambers. It does not exist in the supposedly homicidal gas chambers. Here we see the door to the Mauthausen gas chamber. It does not lock. It doesn't lock. The latches can be opened from the inside or the outside, as I am showing right here. You cannot lock somebody into this room. You cannot lock somebody out of this room. This is physical evidence. It has nothing to do with what I'm assuming or what I'm guessing about.
Thank you, Kiki, for the video.
Would have thought that combining non-Newtonian fluid with speed bumps could be such a stroke of genius. Regular speed bumps can be very annoying, especially when we're already driving slowly, but still get shaken by the bump. That's why a company from Spain created a speed bump filled with non-Newtonian fluid. This speed bump won't punish cars that are moving slowly. According to the characteristics of non-Newtonian fluid, the liquid inside stays smooth and soft when passed over gently. On the other hand, the fluid will harden when given sudden pressure, so cars that go over the speed bump too fast will feel an uncomfortable jolt.
Thank you, Mont Jones, for the videos.
Your black plastic kitchen utensils might be poisoning you. A new study found banned flame retardants lurking in everyday items like cooking tools and to-go containers. Heat from cooking makes these toxins leach out faster. So, what can we do? Swap your plastic utensils for wooden or stainless steel ones. Choose glass containers over plastic for leftovers. Buy products with less plastic overall. It's not just about your health. It's about pushing for safer manufacturing practices. Small changes in your kitchen can make a big difference in reducing your exposure to these sneaky toxins.
Black plastic is toxic because it contains highly poisonous additives and flame retardants. This is because black plastic is made from recycled electrical equipment. About 40% of black plastic includes heavy metals like cadmium, mercury, and lead, which are known carcinogens. Once you start looking, you notice it everywhere. I'm trying to find a coffee pot without black plastic. Even the French press has it.
Thank you, Kate, for the video.
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Oh, we know what that is.
What does it do? It stops the aging process dead in its tracks and forces it into retreat.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
I've had stem cells in the blood of a 2-year-old child injected into my skin, and my face still looks like this.
You need to be using fetus blood, Eddie. A little spritz of afterbirth, darling.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Blue Lion, for the videos.
We'll use motion tracking as well as beamforming to improve your reception. However, what people don't know is that this beamforming means that focused radiation will be headed in your direction. Focused like a lens, focused like a laser, focused like a phaser beam from the Starship Enterprise. Who wants to get exposed by this type of radiation? Only the sheep will know, ladies and gentlemen, but as for the rest of us, we do not want to be exposed. We do not consent to this irradiation. And it's very important that people will become aware of what these next generation cell phone towers are capable of. Motion tracking, like radar, like motion detectors, like alarm systems, ladies and gentlemen. And focused energy beams, phaser beams, photon beams pointed in your direction, following you wherever you go, whether you have a 5G phone or not. And who knows if these cell phone towers have been weaponized, targeting undesirable citizens. We've seen how they've weaponized other parts of our society, like government, like the justice system, like politics, and the like. What makes you think that they haven't weaponized these cell phone towers to target dissidents? We have no guarantees, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the mainstream media will never tell you the truth about anything, let alone what the telecom industry is really doing, because they're heavily dependent on telecom dollars for funding. These reporters on TV wouldn't even have a job if it wasn't for AT&T, Verizon, and the like. They have no choice but to comply with the propaganda. Don't expect any truth on the internet either. All you have to do is search on YouTube, ScrewTube, or Fakebook, or Twitter, and search for cell towers, search for 5G. It's nothing but positive, happy news. Even though, no matter where you go in America, if a death tower shows up near you, people get upset. And you don't think there's people making videos about these cell phone towers? Of course there are. But those videos just don't make it through the filters. Everything has been sanitized for your propaganda pleasure.
So true.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got lots of news to cover and, many other things to discover when it comes to these new and improved cell phone towers that are now camouflaged like trees. Remember, every army uses camouflage. And if these things weren't weaponized, why would you need to camouflage them?
True.
Ladies and gentlemen. And they're everywhere. Now you're seeing 2 or 3 per parking lot. And
said earlier in this speech that the farmers need to give up their farms before 2030, specifically that year. Yeah, so that's not a coincidence. That year doesn't come out of nowhere. So that year is basically the deadline that our global elites have given our country and will probably give you to abide by these new regulations. And that agenda is called the 2030 Agenda. And now I have a slide showing you what that entails. So the 2030 Agenda is a United Nations agenda. So there we go. Everybody is part of the United Nations, right? The entire world. And this agenda consists of 17 what they call Sustainable Development Goals. And when you take a look at them right there, you're like, well, what's wrong with that? They all seem very noble. No poverty, no hunger. Who could be against that? However, if we take a closer look at how they actually want to accomplish all of this, anybody with 2 functioning brain cells realizes that this cannot happen unless there is an active and maybe even forceful redistribution of goods, foods, property, and our rights, which basically comes down to the obliteration of all of our basic liberties and our rights. And these goals, as I said, are not restricted solely to the Netherlands. They are global. And that's where we see their true motive. The people behind this want to establish a one world government, a new world order in which they decide what we eat, when we eat, where we travel, when we travel, who we meet, and what we are allowed to spend our money on. Basically, control over every single aspect of our lives. And I'm sure that many of you have heard the famous sentence from Klaus Schwab, where he says, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Right? Yeah, that's this agenda. So why are the people behind this agenda specifically targeting farmers? Well, it's because obviously they really want our way of life and the things that we eat to radically change. They don't want us to eat foods that make us strong. No. They want us to eat synthetic meat created by Bill Gates. They want us to eat bugs. They want us to drink soy milk so that we become weak and obedient, and we do as they say, and we buy what they offer.
I remember reacting to that, but hearing it again just hits. Because the stuff that she named, I'm like, we're experiencing that now. Just this new world order, them trying to control the way we travel. Y'all seen, that's the newest thing now. Now you need the real ID, or you got to have a passport if you don't have the real ID. So it's like a whole process in that if you don't have a passport. And then it's also, they want to do like this one banking system where they're trying to get everything digital. And then they want you to eat certain foods, and all the foods All of our favorite brand foods have all this stuff in there that we can't even pronounce nor spell. It's all about control, because these are the same people that will create a problem but already have a solution for it. Hear me out. Bill Gates is a known one. Bill Gates made a virus on his computer on purpose just to give it a solution. So they tested on computers and stuff first, and then start implementing it on humans. This is showing how robots are taking over human jobs faster than you expect. So these 10 real life examples feel straight out of science fiction. So the first clip we got is this robot taking a perfect basketball shot with insanely accurate precision. And he's about to shoot. I know it's cut off on my end, or your end. He just made that shot. That is crazy. He made that, when I tell you straight net, then you have this one who was a cameraman. This is... There's no sound in the video, by the way. May have to add some music. They can lay bricks and build walls. What are you doing? Oh, you can cook. Oh, so we got robot chefs. Okay. What is he making? Oh. He know 5 million recipes. Kawasaki is a 4-legged robot horse. Okay. It runs, jumps, climbs. This stuff is getting out of hand. This one's repairing a high voltage cable. Why risk lives when a robot can handle the danger? Okay. Now they're working in the factory. They moving too slow for me, but okay. I guess. They just put crates in, okay. Mini robot dealing playing car. Okay. for casinos and home games. Road sign building robots. Oh, it's about to draw. Okay, I got you. Robot night service at a gas station. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the smartest one. I don't see a problem with this one. I don't. Thank you, Collex, for the video. Yeah, I just seen something like that. Oh. Thank you, TCM, for the video.
I am in complete shock and disbelief at what someone just tagged me in. Have you ever seen the commercial for Celine Dion's kids clothing line? The stuff that's in this commercial is completely unhinged, twisted, and mind-blowing. She has a kids clothing line called New New. And if you're unfamiliar with what New New stands for, I'll start it and you finish it. New world. Take a look at this. These are toddlers' clothes. Take a look at the symbolism. Everyone knows what that means. This is for babies. Want to start them young, huh? Devil horns for a hat. This is not Photoshop. This is not AI. This is literally her clothing brand. Look it up for yourself. There's Instagram accounts, X accounts for it, even a website. Look at this. And this. And this. And what the heck is this? Here's the actual commercial. Watch.
Our children, they are not really our children, as we are all just links in a never-ending chain that is life. For us, they are everything.
This commercial with the babies,
but in reality, we are only a fraction of their universe. We miss the past. They dream of tomorrow. We may thrust them forward into the future, but the course will always be theirs to choose.
That's symbolism all in that.
Seriously? I'd love to hear from you on this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Thank you, Big, for the videos.
What's really going on in Los Angeles, and why do you need to know about Palantir? Did you know that the Los Angeles Police Department has actually used Palantir to predict who will commit a crime by swooping Minority Report style on suspects? Algorithms taking data on the location, time, and date of previously committed crimes, and this data is superimposed, right, to create hotspots on a map for police officers to patrol. And did you know that predictive policing is being used on illegal drivers and petty criminals? This is all publicly available information, by the way, and it does go much deeper, which I'll get into here in a second. But what I really want to point out, and it should be obvious, but this is my personal opinion, okay, I'm entitled to it. Don't you think that officers being led to a certain neighborhood solely because of an algorithm is going to just cause more attention? Especially if it comes to something like immigration and those individuals showing you, telling you, trying to convince you that they are legal US citizens. Anyways, I want to bring attention to something that actually involves Palantir that I think everybody needs to know about. At the end of 2024, Ken Griffin Citadel Advisors, which do keep in mind, Ken Griffin is the CEO of Citadel. If you don't know anything about Citadel, I'll give you some good background information about them here in just one moment. But Griffin Citadel Advisors own 441,755 shares of Palantir. In the first quarter of 2025, the hedge fund more than tripled its position. So I started wondering, well, why are you wanting to invest in Palantir? Well, according to various news reports, to keep in mind, once again, this is publicly available information, okay? Which I tried bringing attention to it just last year, and I'll gladly do it again. The Texas Stock Exchange is backed by a group of institutional investors, including BlackRock, Citadel Securities, and even Charles Schwab. And the TXSE aims to be a fully electronic national securities exchange, which will be headquartered in Dallas, Texas, and plans to register with the SEC to operate as a national exchange. Now, I want to dive much deeper for you, but I'm sure you see where I'm going with this right now. And if you don't, well, this conversation probably isn't meant for you, and you probably need to dig just a little bit deeper into DOGE. Isn't it obvious by now that when something is happening, something else is happening as well?
I don't know if it was a couple reactions back. I don't remember, but I know we reacted to this man talking about this movie called Minority Report, because this is a movie. And that movie was made so many years ago. I'm gonna have to watch it. I said I was going to. I'm going to have to watch it. Have you guys seen Minority Report? At this point, drop all the old school movies that you guys have watched. We need to go on a movie marathon. We need to see all the stuff that has been predictive programming. We've seen They Live and all the stuff that's happening. Minority Report with this and a bunch of other movies, but we need to go and watch some movies, because at the end of the day, all this stuff isn't new. It's just new to our ears, or again, it was placed in movies that we need to go back and see, because it was telling us something years ago.
Happening in Los Angeles is truly terrifying, and it's only about to get worse. And if you don't know what's going on, I urge every American to pay close attention. Yesterday, mass protests began after asylum seekers were doing their routine check-in with immigration court, only to find out that immigration was actually sending false text messages to detain these people who were following the law. Showing up for their immigration court check-in, they were actually detained by ICE, which has fueled an outrage of protests.
Taking place outside the LA headquarters of ICE.
Wait a minute.
The reason I say it's only going to get worse is because the director of the FBI released a very telling statement about what's going to happen next to these protests. By Gino took to the internet today to release this statement this morning, saying the right to assemble and protest does not include a license to attack law enforcement officers or to impede and obstruct our lawful immigration operation, stating that they are trying to bring the perpetrators to justice. The days of chaos ruling the streets are over. Either obey the law or go to jail. There's no third option. I don't know what the third option is about to be. LA does have the right to use deadly force. We'll see how this goes and where it goes. I see no difference between these people and the January 6ers, except the January 6ers got pardoned for doing a criminal act, and the right to protest is not illegal.
Capitalism was literally created to keep us far from God. Let's talk about it. So you're telling me that we wake up every single day to go do a job that we absolutely hate day in and day out, spend more time with the people at our job than we do our families. Minimum wage is staying the same while price of living is doubling, seeming to be every 6 months. They're raising the age of retirement because they feel like we should work more. And while it's nearly impossible to buy a house, and even when you buy the house, it's still not yours. You go to college, you get a degree, but you're literally drowning in student loan debt for the rest of your existence, paying for the education that they said that you need. Then if you go the opposite way and do entrepreneurial things, you are killed with 30% tax rates. The cost of living is still so high that even when you're making a good amount of money, you're still not making enough. We literally pay for water, we pay for food, we pay for all the things that comes from God's green earth. First of all, who decided that we are going to now have to pay for these things? The rich are getting richer and the working class is working even harder. Here's the gag, here's the crazy part. None of it matters. Literally none of it. Here's a prime example. Let's look at Tammy O'Dunsey. She was a 22-year-old student, a 22-year-old college student. I'm sorry, 23. She had I believe he was a 41-year-old roommate. They got into a dispute apparently over a cat. I personally think he made an advance, she rejected, and he unalived her. But in a nutshell, she was unalived by this man just weeks before her graduation after working so hard, clawing her way to the top. You can literally go on her TikTok right now and see how hard she worked for the degree that she almost got. She was this close to getting, and she's still unalived. She still got unalived by somebody who felt like it was okay to just snuff her life out like it was nothing. Yo, none of this matters. The Bible says that this life is like a vapor, and God doesn't say that for no reason. Do you ever sit down and realize that we are so engulfed in our daily stresses? We are kept so full of anxiety and just uncertainty in a worldly aspect, so that we don't focus on the heavenly aspect. We don't do what the Bible says and keep our mind on things above. We don't do what the Bible says and cast our worries at his feet. We don't do what the Bible says and not worry about tomorrow because today has enough worries of its own. Yes. And knowing that if God dresses the lilies, how much more will he clothe you? If he feeds the sparrow, how much more does he love you? It's literally all there. But we are sometimes unable to do it because we are drowning under the weight of the world that is put on us by capitalism. When I tell y'all everything is spiritual, everything is literally spiritual. Don't think that it's for nothing. Don't think it's for nothing that they keep us so stressed out. Get some one-on-one time with God. Open your mind and get out the matrix. Focus on things above because that's all that matters. I really just felt like the Holy Spirit wanted me to tell you guys, get out the matrix. As always, y'all make sure you like, follow, and comment down below what you think. Oh yeah, TikTok, this is for educational purposes only.
She brought out every verse I wanted to bring out. I promise you. So I'm not going to bring them out. But I do want to bring out just the one in particular about the focusing your mind on things above. Because the things that we can see is temporary. Everything that your eyeball can see right now is temporary. It decays, it disintegrates. Disintegrates? Is that the word for it? Disintegrates? Am I saying that right? It disintegrates. I don't know why that sounds like I'm not saying it right. Y'all know what I'm saying, because it's a scripture that she didn't bring out. The scripture I'm thinking about is the grass withers and the flowers fade, but the word of Alua stands forever. I'm bringing that out because it shows that everything that we have our eyes on that we can see is temporary, literally, even down to this flesh. It's what we can't see that is eternal, that is never ending, forever lasting, however you want to put this in layman's terms. So focus on things above and not things that we can see, because you can't take it with you when you die. There's a verse too that says that, you know, runners will run a race and they do it for a corruptible crown, but we do it for an incorruptible crown. So I keep that on my mind and on my forefront, because yes, you can get caught up with what you can see. It is one of our 5 senses. It's what you have to use when you're down here on the Arets, aka Earth. Our senses are hear, see, taste, touch, smell, right? Those are our senses, and that's how we operate in this realm. But also keeping in our mind and our forefront that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I believe it's Ecclesiastes, if I'll correct, but I know it's Ecclesiastes because I think it was Solomon that was talking about how you can do all this stuff and it's vain. I'll bring it out. But like stuff on earth, like earthly possessions, it's all vain. It don't mean nothing. So just want to bring that out, but she had hit on all the verses. But hallelujah.
I'm going to be 100% honest.
What's going on in LA?
And you can tell me I'm wrong if you want. Matter of fact, I want you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But this that's going on in LA, this is about to be happening all over. It's either that or people are going to be afraid to come out of their house. Look at all this that's going on over there. Trump deployed soldiers over there. 2,000 soldiers over there. They dropped a Black Hawk in the middle of, in the middle of Compton. In the middle of Compton. It's about to get crazy. A lot of people are fed up, man, and the people are not having it. I even heard they locked some ICE agents in a business, and they got the business surrounded, and they won't let these. I seen videos where people said they were peacefully protesting, and they let off smoke bombs and things of that nature. Reality is, y'all better pay attention, because these people are not playing. And just like a lot of people are saying, they want to invoke that martial law. They're looking for every reason to invoke that martial law. And then we're going to have a problem. And of course, you got people that agree with this. You got people that will not agree with it. We are walking into some dangerous times. We really are, man. I even seen videos where people said that there was bricks delivered strategically in areas where people were protesting.
Oh, wow.
That don't sound similar to y'all?
I'm not shocked.
Y'all don't remember when that happened? Listen, all I can say is, y'all better pay attention out here, man.
Spiritual warfare.
Really about to get real. For real.
So what does Clive Davis do? Starts his own company called Arista Records in 1974. Now, while he's going through, the CBS sues him to recover some of the funds. Davis was not indicted or charged with any crime, including the broader allegation on payola or drug-related misconduct. So the relationship between Clive Davis and Diddy is interesting, because when Diddy's 23 years old, he's making a name for himself. Clive gave him $15 million to start Bad Boy Records. And then later on, they did even a bigger deal where Clive gave him $50 million advance on future earnings. This is 5 years later in 1998. $6 million upfront payment, $700,000 annual salary, and a state-of-the-art recording studio. We're talking a $2 million recording studio. This is when he went after Faith Evans. He got Biggie in the early 90s. This is when it started. But there's a relationship with Clive, and it's interesting because Clive later on, they say something may have happened here, because Shook said Clive taught him the bad habits. And later on, Clive comes out and says the following. Yes, record mogul Clive Davis has identified as being bisexual. He publicly revealed in his memoir, this is not allegedly, he said it, the soundtrack of my life. At the age of 80, he also discussed in an interview with Katie Couric, expressing the hope that his coming out would contribute to greater understanding of bisexuality. It's Clive Davis. And on top of that, very weird, the principal of the high school that Diddy went to school to. This is like completely crazy. In 1987, Reverend Bernard Lynch and brother Timothy Brady were accused of sexually abusing students at Mount St. Michael Academy in Bronx, New York. While this was happening, the allegations involved the molestation of 3 boys. While the timing overlaps Diddy enrollment at school, there is no public record or indication that he was among the victims, and no one knows the 3 boys' names.
That reminds me of that movie with Channing Tatum. Don't blink. Blink twice. Is it? No, it's blink twice. It got to be blink twice. I don't think it's don't. No, it's blink twice. The reason why I say that because it sounds like Diddy is a victim and a product of his victimization. Because I don't know if he was part of the 3 boys or whatever the case is, or I don't know. But that's what they showed in Blink Twice, was that he moved that way because he was a victim. So because he was a victim, he is now victimizing those that he was around, which was the island thing. So I know the island thing was like the Jeffrey Epstein, but it also was Diddy too. Like you can kind of, or you can place kind of any celebrity in that category. The reason why we say Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein had the island and then had all those people over there and was doing like those freak offs and stuff. But Diddy was too. And it makes so much sense because he's doing what was done to him. I know y'all seen that movie. Yeah, when I seen that, I'm like, I know for a fact this is what they doing. It's sad, but I know for a fact that this is what they're doing. Ooh, that movie was something else. I watched that movie twice. The music industry is just... And then it's funny because Sinners talks about it too. I remember it was a certain part of the movie where he said, because the guy wanted to be like such a musician. I forgot his name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The one with that wouldn't let the guitar go. He wanted to be a musician, and whichever one it was, whichever twin, but Michael B. Jordan was saying how he's never seen like a happy musician because it's what you're doing. Like you're going to either pay on the front end or the back. By the end of the day, you will pay. And it's not all that it's hyped up to be. And more stuff is coming out. And it's a business that has been going on for decades. That's why we be seeing, like, for example, Justin Bieber having his moments. Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Britney Spears. I'm thinking of people that just had moments. Like, it was like, what happened? I'm gonna name Raven-Symoné. I think Raven-Symoné's another one. I know she wasn't that big in the music industry, but I know that's another thing. That's the entertainment industry. I just think the entertainment industry, period, whether you're doing music, whether you're acting, whether you're playing basketball or sports or whatever the case is, I just think it's all, we reacted to so much stuff. Let's keep going.
This man invented a Tesla killer. Now people want him dead. That's because he claims to have invented a car that can run without gas or even electricity, which people say might give Elon Musk a run for his money. He even claims his invention is said to be so cheap compared to Tesla that people want him dead. And if this car works the way he says, it could destroy the gas and electric vehicle industry overnight. But that's not even the craziest part, because his invention became controversial that one of his investors got assassinated just to stop their breakthrough. So what makes this car so controversial, and why are powerful people so desperate to stop him? Meet Maxwell Chikombutso, the man behind the car that could change everything.
But we said no one to make a car for Zimbabwe, a car that is cheap but with the best technologies that you can get on high-end cars.
If he's telling the truth, he just cracked the code to infinite energy.
Independent power solution for the next 20 years.
Because his invention is a self-powered car called the Kai Scythe, a vehicle that doesn't need gas, solar energy, or even a charging station.
The vehicle, it uses what we call the microsonic energy device. Microsonic energy device, it is the device that I personally invented in 2009, which harnesses radio frequencies, converted it into energy.
And he claims it runs on radio waves, turning invisible energy into electricity. As if that wasn't unbelievable enough, he said not only can it drive itself, but it can also power homes during outages.
So this car, you can also use it to power your house. It is a moving generator.
Sounds impossible, right? That's exactly what engineers said when they heard about it. According to science, A car like this breaks the laws of physics.
He said you are violating the natural laws of physics.
Simply put, you can't get more energy out of a system than you put in. And yet Maxwell insists that his car works perfectly.
You will see that this is efficient in everything.
He even claims that he's already implemented the tech into motorcycles and plans to expand it even further. So, how exactly does it work? According to him, his system captures specific frequencies from the air and amplifies them through a secretive process.
The radio frequency to be transferred into pure, useful energy. And this is the first time in the world with that technology.
Converting them into usable electricity. So, what's the catch? He claims powerful people want him silenced, and that has made him a target. Maxwell got his patents blocked, received death threats, and even survived assassination attempts. People even took it too far that they started targeting his investors as well, leading to one of his main backer to die due to a poisoning.
When we tried to file a patent, they said you are violating the natural laws of physics. So it's not applicable.
But why our big industry are so afraid of his invention when this could revolutionize the energy crisis? Because if he's right, this car could kill the oil industry, no more gas, no more charging, no more big energy profits. If this car really works, it could wipe out trillions of dollars in energy profits overnight. And that might explain why Maxwell claims his patents have been repeatedly blocked by international agencies. But the world will find out the truth as Maxwell is set to unveil his car in a government-sponsored event in Zimbabwe. If it works, it could change energy forever. If it doesn't, well, that's a whole different story.
What's the definition of patent? A government authority or license conferring a right or a title for a set period, especially the sole right to exclude others from making, using, or selling an invention. Okay, I see why he wants a patent, and I see why they're rejecting it. Okay, not that I don't want them to reject it. I see why they're doing that. Wicked. Elon Musk didn't even invent Tesla. It was two other men that invented it. He had just bought the majority of the stock and put himself as the face of Tesla. You got this man that's actually making this car and telling y'all all about it, and y'all rejecting it. I would buy the car, so he could sell the car to me. Like, who would turn that down? The government. Why would the government turn it down? Because they're losing out on money. But don't they want to keep people? No, because they look at us as this. They don't look at us as this. They look at us as this. So when they're losing out on this, then they need to start doing this. Does that make sense on what I'm saying?
Donald Trump just got caught lying about the National Guard deployment and accidentally revealed his real reason for sending them to LA. Now this morning, Donald Trump posted this to Truth Social. Take a look. Great job by the National Guard in Los Angeles after 2 days of violence, clashes, and unrest. Then he goes on to bash Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass. The only problem is the National Guard didn't arrive yesterday. Now this was confirmed by Mayor Bass and the media on the ground, which means that any unrest was taken care of by local and state police, and it also means the National Guard is not needed in LA. So that reveals Donald Trump's real reason. He is trying to create a spectacle. He is looking to get a reason to deploy the National Guard and use this as a litmus test to deploy the National Guard wherever he feels some Democratic politician is not following his orders, is not following his commands. This is a litmus test for Donald Trump. We cannot give him a reason. We cannot give him justification. Do not take the bait.
Somebody said this is what he always does. They say he creates a fake problem and then fake solves it.
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad or before the railroad?
Before the
When he used to
railroad.
walk over to Africa, over to off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
So what you're saying is that in the 1800s, people were still walking over to Africa.
Into America. Before it was America, it was the Indian land.
And the Indians looked like what when they were coming over here?
Blackfoot Indians were
here. You see, this is why I keep telling everybody, you got to talk to the people that have a little bit more seniority over you about these matters rather than going to these history books, because the history books don't match up to it.
Facts.
it's really weird to think, but English, right? Like we speak English. That's all we know. Our thoughts are our thoughts are English. Feel me? I'm gonna sound crazy, but like if you really deep it, listen. This is a real scientific study.
Yeah.
That if you learn Latin or I think Italian because it's close to Latin, and you think in it, your brain it moves on a different frequency than everybody else, and you're actually considered smarter.
What?
Yeah.
So if you know Latin, you're smarter.
Yeah, it's because your brain chemistry works differently, and that's just the way you think. That's because if you think about we understand ourselves in English. Now here's the craziest part. Ready?
Yeah.
What if
we just randomly start speaking?
No, English. Oh, this sounds fucking crazy though. I'm gonna sound like a nut.
When you do this, I already know.
I'm gonna sound like a nut. But if you think about it, like, whose choice was it to make it English?
Whose choice?
I don't know. Bag that, right?
Yeah,
like,
no,
think about that. Like, who decided? Okay, we're all speaking English.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
And it became like the language. This is the way I think it. What if speaking in English holds us back with our mind? What do you mean? I know it sounds weird to say. It sounds fucking
No,
crazy.
I understand what he's
think
saying.
about it like this, right? Because you know how they say if you're really deep in prayer, you speak in tongues.
Oh yeah, Latin.
And then when you do that, you're on what? You're on a higher frequency.
Yeah,
Feel me? Now, what if speaking and understanding everything in English is holding us back spiritually?
Spiritually. Okay, so we can't go to like the next dimension type.
Y'all see the earphone, right? I'm just letting y'all know. It's not in my ears. Y'all know what that be. No, I know what he's saying because you guys know that English is like a backwards language. Like out of all the language, it's backwards. Because I remember being in Spanish class and I'd be like, why do they say like, oh my gosh, I had to give an example, but it's like you would say the words backwards. I'm like, why are we speaking backwards? Just say this and then this, but we're saying this and then this. And I'm like, why is that? Because in English, they teach you to say this and then this. But if you look at all the other languages, they tell you to do the opposite. That's because English is backwards. It's very backwards. Yes, it's a language that, majority of the world speaks, but it is backwards. And it's so funny because I just uploaded on my TikTok, right? Y'all see it. I'm not trying to promote it. I'm just being honest. I just uploaded a video about, it was a react, because so long story short, on my TikTok, I post short form clips of the long form that we be doing. And it was the one of the reaction I did with B.O.B., the rapper. And he was saying how, like basically words are spells and the English language and days of the week, which can be D-A-Z-E of the week, whether you're saying W-E-E-K or W-E-A-K. You guys know the language because we react to plenty of those videos where it's like it's curses and the words that you're saying, like the good morning, you're wishing morning on people. Like, does that make sense? English language is not good. It's not the stuff that they're saying. So I understand what he's saying and where he's coming from with that, because it does make sense. It reminds me of why I love and why I cherish learning Hebrew, because like in English, words don't have like significant value and stuff like that, or like they said, like it's backwards. But with Hebrew, not only do you have a word, but then you break that word down because each letter represents something. It's crazy. Like, for example, Yahuwah's name means behold the hand and the nail, because the Hebrew, like when you break it down, is Yod, Hey, Wav, Hey, and those letters mean something. It's powerful because it's a language within a language. It's deep. But I understood loud and clear what he was saying about the English, because again, English is backwards, and it took for me to hear my sister out and then to watch these videos to be like, wow, English really is, it's not good. Like it's backwards. It's all over the place. But y'all, I said all that to say that this is the end of this video. I truly enjoyed every video on here. Thank you for those that have sent in videos. I truly do appreciate you guys. Y'all, I have a question. Let me know if you prefer me saying thank you such and such for the video and then I play the video, or should I just play the videos and then say thank you to A, B, C, D, all the way to Z for sending in these videos. Let me know, because I've been trying to figure out how I want to go about with that, but I want to hear from y'all, because y'all watching. So which one would you guys rather hear? Your names in between or your names at the end? So please let me know, because I really do appreciate it. I also want to say, I know y'all see the merch. I mean, it's a little invisible. Well, kind of. This is Burnt Offering. Y'all, we have so much stuff on the website. It's crazy. I actually wanted to let you guys know about that. We have a cured patient is a lost customer out now. Make sure to go check that out. Links in the description. And I also want to say, you guys have been asking and y'all have been receiving. Y'all have asked for sweatpants. We have sweatpants officially out for every merch that we have, whether that's Burnt Offering, Discipline Over Desire, Blessed Department, A Cured Patient is a Lost Customer, Super Faith. It sweats out for every outfit that you want possible. So not only is it sweatpants, it's the sweatshirts. We have hoodies. We got zip ups. We got shirts. We got it all. Even got a mug on there. If y'all want some hats, let me know, because I could drop that too. But y'all let me know. I just want to say thank you for all those that have been showing love and support. And all I ask is that when you happen to buy, may you please take a picture and tag me so that I can feature you on the website. Please send it to me via email or through Discord, like in the general chat, and just tag me, because I'll be able to see it. So just wanted to say thank you for all those in advance I have been buying, because I have been seeing and I truly do appreciate it. I want to say that we are on the road to 900,000 people, which is crazy. But all I can do is give all reverence, all honor, and all esteem to my Saba Yahuwah and my Abba, my Adoni, Yahusha HaMashiach, for blessing me with everything, because I'm just a vessel that they work in and through. So I have to give credit and honor where it is due. I am a steward over what they rightfully own. So have to let that be known. But y'all, I'm going to react to another video, so I got to get up off of here. But y'all have a blessed one. I will see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know